And it's Sunday, I think maybe December 13th. I always lose track. Clock says 12:56. That should be about right. Looks like I've got about 57 miles on this tank of gas, but since I got 93 miles per gallon my last fill up, I actually have plenty of range for what I'm going to do. Yesterday I rode the Tiger. Today I'm back on the KLX. I think tomorrow I'll be able to do something outside, but I think that's going to be just about the end of it. Because tomorrow night, rain's going to roll in. It's not going to be just total washouts. It looks like it could be intermittent. But the weather's going to get a lot colder, wetter, and a little nastier. I guess I should talk about what I'm going to do today. I'm getting ready to go up the Everett Memorial Highway, just a short distance, and it's a little ways before you get to that McBride Springs Trailhead and campground, but there is a set of forest routes. They go off to the left from the Everett Memorial, and I have done this once before on the klx230s. At that time, it was in the summer, and there was a lot of kind of powdery moon dust and sand up there, and the KLX did okay in it, but it was a little bit challenging. I don't really expect to find that soft moon dust and such up there today. I would guess everything's pretty well consolidated from rains and such. What I do think may happen, though, is where I'd like to go on this forest route I'm going to take is up to an elevation of about 6,900 feet. From there, you get a great view of Black Butte and out of the surrounding area. That's about as far as the road goes. That dead ends there. I'll get that video from yesterday on the Tiger up before I get this one up, and I really appreciated that Tiger having a temperature gauge so I could see what the outside temperature was and all of its amenities. But this KLX has its own virtues. It is so lightweight and easy to maneuver. I don't worry about it getting away from me on a lot of these tricky areas. I think I have enough miles on it that I'm not quite as concerned about whether I rev it up a little bit. So today I kind of did a coin toss. Did I want to ride the KLX again, or did I want to ride the e-mountain bike out here at the Gateway Trail System? Both are fun. But the newness has not worn off on this KLX yet, so I decided to go for the KLX. Seems to be something here. And I think this is it. Okie dokie. Now this is where the adventure begins. Again, I did this once on the klx230s. At that time, kind of deep sand and silt, which made it a little bit challenging. It gets a little steep at times and rocky. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit on Gaia. Be nice to be able to see a little more about where I'm going here. Yeah, that's better. Oh, well, phooey. Already got off of the track that I wanted to take. I couldn't see it until I zoomed in some. This should still work, though. We've got some interesting little water bars here. These are things, and I get a little more accustomed to this motorcycle. It could be fun to jump them just a little bit. Nope, that's still not where I want to go. But one of those things that are not shown on Gaia. Maybe if I zoomed it in even further, it would show it. I don't know. Now those little whoopties back there, back in the day, I used to jump the heck out of those. They were fun. But I don't know about that now. It would certainly be a test of the suspension. Find out if it bottoms out. And this is the road that I want. And I remember thinking this is a little bit challenging on the klx230s, and I still may find something that is, but right now, very easy. This is still not where I'm going to turn. think it's going to be the next left up here where I'll start heading up a little higher. Although I am going up now too. Oh boy. I think of the things I used to do, jumping, all that stuff. I had my days where I liked jumping, but no, not anymore. There's a little bit of sand, silt on the road here. Not huge amounts, but some. Don't think I wanted to go left there. Nope. Okay. Now then, I think the main road goes right, but I'm thinking I want to go left. If there is a left. And I'm not sure the main road goes right anymore. And if I do go right, I can still eventually get there, I think. So yeah, there's a road that goes to the right, but it's actually the main road here that goes left. I think it's a little over 5 miles from where I left the road to get to the end of this road that I'm hoping I get to. So far, I mean, it looks like everything's in good condition. But as you go higher, things change. That's the nice thing about this bike. If it loses traction, slides around a little bit, it's really easy to control it. So yeah, I was slipping a little bit in that silt, but no big deal. Kind of have fun, in a way, it's kind of fun to have a bike that doesn't have a tachometer on it. You don't obsess over that. You go back to just how the bike feels and what it sounds like. That's how you keep track of what gear you should be in for a given situation. None of my dirt bikes ever had tachometers, of course not. They didn't even have speedometers. They were dirt bikes. Yeah, I go left here. I'm really liking having this phone on the handlebar. Of course, until the vibration kills it, which could happen. I kind of remember this rocky section. Kind of an interesting road. It's, I don't know. Could I take the Subaru up this? Yeah, maybe, but it's a little sketchy. You could be risking damage. So the answer to that is probably not. Then you kind of have to wonder, could I bring my truck up this? It's got a lot more ground clearance than the Subaru. And sure, you know, I could come up this. Plus, I mean, this is a fairly long uphill grind, and it's got that low range, which should keep it running a little cooler and make it a little easier to control coming up. But again, could you do Subaru? Yeah. But I won't. I mean, I was never in doubt about could the motorcycle do it. I was just in doubt about what kind of conditions I would see on this road. I'm not going to bother looking now, but when I get up here, I'll look at my Gaia app and see what the elevation is. It's getting up pretty high, though. I think I'm going to be higher than the peak on Black Butte, which, looking over there, gives you a nice views. That does go up, up, up. I'd have to go back and look through all my old videos, but I don't really remember that I made a video on the KLX300 when it came up here. And this is a pretty rough road. But I am gradually working my way to the end of it. It shouldn't be a whole lot further, except that at the speed I'm going, it makes it seem further. Oh, got somebody parked up here. That's kind of what you need, a lifted, what is it, a lifted 4Runner. They decided they didn't want to go any further. Of course, maybe there's something right there that they wanted to do. Lots of loose rock on this. Can't imagine why. For some reason, I'm feeling kind of hot now. This is work. And this is the end of it. I made it. There's kind of a little road that goes on there, but they blocked it off. They don't want people in motorized going up there. They don't want people going up there, period, I think. Okay, 7,091 feet. The top of Black Butte is about 6,700. It's going to hold. You can kind of get this volcanic ash here anyway, and that side stand was sinking right into it. And it took me about 39 minutes to get up here. Okay, I switched over to my phone because it does a little better on the distance shot. Out there it weighs right in the center. That's Castle Crags. Moving along to the right. Let's get zoomed out. And of course there's Black Butte, kind of shadowed right there. And then moving up, you can just barely see it, kind of right in the middle there. There's the white, solid white little peak up there. That's Mount Eddy peeking through from behind that closer peak. Back out again here a little bit and see if I can get a good view of that fog down there. Yeah, it shows up pretty well. You know, I still have the ABS on, and you know, I'm skidding a little bit. You would expect you'd feel that ABS kicking in, but no. Nope, just skids the rear tire. So until I actually feel it disconnecting the front and rear brakes sometime, I have no idea whether it's even working. I know they said it's a dirt-oriented ABS, so, you know, maybe it only kicks in under really extreme circumstances. Okay, it was kicking in just a little bit there. Okay, so there is ABS, but it's just not at all what I would call intrusive. You're hardly even aware of it. Well, the ABS on the Tiger, when you're going down something kind of loose and steep, is a little scary because you need to slow down. You can't even slow down. With this, you hardly even know it's there, and yeah, you're still dragging the rear tire a little bit, and you're still getting slowed down. So I have a feeling this is a very good off-road, off-highway ABS. I don't know if it's going to save you, though, if you're out riding on a wet paved road or something and things start to slide a little. Hopefully I'll never find that out. I've kind of used my own brake and throttle modulation to control all that stuff that your ABS and traction control do for you now on a little more modern motorcycles. Yeah, I see that forerunner and I kind of scratch my head and wonder what they're doing. Who knows, maybe they're hunting. I have no idea what the deer hunting season rules are around here. And there's other game too, could be doing that. Or they could just be out there collecting wild mushrooms, I have no idea. Well, it's improving. It could be out of the nastier part of the steep rocky stuff, I hope. It's not all that bad, but it's, at least at my age, it's kind of tiring. Yeah, I seem to be getting out of it, which is good. I know Black Butte's starting to seem a little closer over there. A little higher. I was well above it. I was over 7,000 feet, and top of Black Butte's probably around 67. And this is the kind of road I wanted to have this motorcycle for. It's certainly easier on this than the klx230s. I won't say it's easy though. Yeah, don't bring a motorcycle up this unless you're comfortable with riding on something steep with a lot of loose rock on it. Getting not so bad right here, but the higher you go, the worse it gets. I'm pretty sure I rode up here faster than I'm going down, but there's a big difference going up. If you have to stop, you got gravity working for you to get you stopped quick. Going down, gravity is working against you. It's a lot harder to get stopped if something comes up. I mean, I think if you're in a 4x4 with a low range and you got good AT tires on it, I think you'd go up that with no sweat, but if you didn't have AT tires, something that could stand up to all those sharp rocks, you'd be risking your tires, and you need a lot of ground clearance for some of that stuff too. And if anyone wonders why I'm sitting down so much, I'm getting tired. Again, you could drive an unlifted 4x4, the normal tires on up here. You just have to take good lines, watch out for the rocks. And could you do a Subaru? Yeah, I think you could, but boy, you would have to be so careful. Now, that spot I went to, I'm sure I'll go up there periodically. I don't know if I'll ever do more videos or pictures up there, but it's just an absolutely gorgeous place. A very rough, rocky ride up there, though. And like I said, these IRC tires, they're certainly good enough. I mean, I'm going to keep using them. When the time comes to change them, I will go more aggressive. Cal fire burning brush out here. Hey, got the front wheel just slightly off the ground. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of a wheelie. If I wanted to actually catch air, I'd have to be going a lot faster than I'm going. I don't want to do that, but I am getting the front wheel up. That's fun. That's a start. And no, I'm not going to be doing big jumps. I used to do doubles on motocross tracks, and no, thank you. I gotta say, this motorcycle does inspire confidence, though. That's why going over these water bars and getting a little frisky on them just feels like fun. And there's the Everett Memorial Highway. This motorcycle was supposedly run on 87 octane. I don't know. Motorcycles, they don't use very much gas anyway. And I know everybody will tell you there's no advantage to doing higher octane if you don't need it, but I still do. Now it's full. Okay. 0.999, I can call that 1 gallon, close enough. Okay, 77.3 on that one. 231 miles, I've almost made it to 250. 78.6, okay, so 1 gallon, I got about 78.6, that's reasonable. That 93 was obviously going very easy on the throttle. And I am guessing, once I start using this throttle a little more heavily, I'm probably going to be getting gas mileage more like in the 60 to 70 range. Which with a 2 gallon gas tank will still give me, you know, if I want to run it dry, 120 range, maybe a little higher. Ascent, descent. 3605 feet. Ascent, 3621. Well, not quite the same, but they should be. Anyway, about 3,600 feet of vertical. And the route that I took. This is one of the highest roads you can take on the west side of Mount Shasta. I saw on the east side some roads that might make it up to 7,500, so I've got some more exploring to do next summer.